Today we will be doing physical properties of dental materials, which is description of color and the color replication process. Color replication process is extremely important in dentistry because the restoration or the crown that we do should match the tooth structure so that it is not made out as separate. For example, if you see here, this tooth has a crown which needs to be done. So you shade match to make sure that the shade is relevant to the adjacent tooth. And once you choose the right shade tab, the ceramic crown is made of the same shade. And once the ceramic crown is fixed, it should merge with the remaining natural tooth structure. And we will learn how to match the shade efficiently in dentistry. So let's go through some properties, physical properties, for us to be able to do that efficiently. What is color really? So we'll just do a basic overview of shade and color. Color is influenced by the illuminant. That's the most important thing, the light that falls on the object. Then the inherent optical properties of that object itself. And the third relevant thing is the observer. So how does the observer interpret it? For example, you see this interaction. You have an illuminant here, you have the object, and you have the observer. So the color that is reflected from the object is the color that the observer sees, as long as the observer is not color blind to that color. So the illuminant throws the light on the object reflects the light, and that is the color that is viewed by the observer. So the inherent color property of an object is its characteristic interaction with the light from the illuminant, with the light from the illuminant. So a material gets its reflective color by reflecting that part of the spectrum of light incident upon it, and it absorbs the other parts of the light spectrum. So an object will appear black naturally when there is no light reflected from it. For example, if you see here, white light consists of blue, red, and green, for example, and when it falls on this object, the reflected color is blue because the green and red are then absorbed by the object. The illuminant is the light source. Okay, so because the spectral distribution of light reflected from an object is dependent on the spectral content of the incident light, the appearance of an object is dependent on the nature of light under which it is viewed. So in the dental operatory, what are the common sources of light that we have? We have daylight, we have incandescent lamps and fluorescent lamps. So the sources that closely approximate daylight are preferred. A light source with a color temperature of 5500 Kelvin that is spectrally balanced through the visible spectrum is ideal for color matching. A light source with a color rendering index of more than 90 is recommended. So you also have commercially color corrected lights, such as the CRS light or the Vita light. Or you have lights which are used in the operatory. The tube light is not the same as daylight white. You have color corrected lights which are available for the operatories, which could be of 5500 Kelvin. However, even daylight can vary from red-orange at sunset to blue when the sky is cloudy, and it fluctuates with the cloud cover. So as I told you, we have these shade lights. So this is the Vita shade guide. This is the shade light which is off. When you put on the color corrected light, it will give you the actual color. So this is a photograph with the light being on, and this is the photograph with the light being off. So it shows you how the light source itself affects the color of the shade tabs that you see. So it's important to have color corrected lights. Now, when you look at white light, we all know it is an electromagnetic radiation. The eye is sensitive to wavelengths from 400 nanometers to 700 nanometers. So that is visible light. So the spectrum that is visible to us is from 400 nanometers to 700 nanometers. When this visible light passes through the spectrum, it is split into its component colors because the longer wavelengths are bent. Less than the shorter ones. So this is the spectrum of visible light, 400 to 700 nanometers. You have radio waves, you have infrared, you have ultraviolet, gamma rays. These are not visible. What we can see is only between 400 to 700 nanometers. Now the observer. So the interaction was with the illuminant falling on the object and then what the observer sees. So in the observer, it's the eyes which are responsible for vision. In the eyes, we have the area where you have the rods and the cones. Okay. So the rods dominate towards the periphery and the central vision field of vision is more color receptive, that is the cones. The rods are responsible for night vision and the cones are the color receptors that we have. The cone-shaped cells are responsible for color vision. So when we have defect in these color sensing receptors, we could have different kinds of color blindness. For example, if some cones are missing for the red color, you would be colorblind to red. Cones are missing for blue color, it would be colorblind to blue. At low levels, the rods are more dominant than the cones and color perception is lost. So you can't make out the color very well. So at night, you can see better with the cones, but the color perception is lost. Also, when the brightness is very intense, color appears to change and this is called as the Bezold-Brooke effect. The light from an object is focused in the retina. And this is converted to nerve impulses, which are then transmitted to the brain. Eye is most sensitive to light in the green-yellow region. However, if you have constant simulation by a single color, this could result in color fatigue. So if you stare at the shade guide for a long period of time, you cannot make out the shade difference as well. Also, because of this reason, patients should not be viewed against an intense background. For example, a blue background shifts the color selection towards yellow because blue is the complementary color of yellow. So when you stare at a shade for a long period of time, you can look at neutral blue operatory walls and then come back and do the shade selection. The next topic, which we will cover in the next lecture, would be metamerism, fluorescence, translucence, and opalescence. I hope this is helpful. Have a good day.